Today, I wanted to talk about something that I am finding fascinating about season 19 of Sister Wives, and that is we are finally getting some clarification on where Kody and the wives stand as far as their religious beliefs and the trauma that they feel that they've sustained because of those beliefs. Sister Wives started on the premise of advocating to be able to freely practice your religious beliefs no matter what society says about them. But then, as the family started to deteriorate season after season, the Browns talked about their religious convictions less and less. It's been really interesting to see where the wives have landed with their religious convictions after leaving Kody. And now we have Kody publicly exposing just how problematic his former faith was for him. We have a lot to talk about. Let's get into today's video. Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. From an early age, we develop our personal convictions. I mean, I see my 5-year-old developing hers daily. We all have an internal sense of what's right and wrong. Some things are pretty black and white, like murder, bad. We all can agree on that. But some things are much more nuanced, like what religious faith system you feel fits best with your own personal convictions and your internal sense of right and wrong. If you are dabbling in a faith and it feels like it goes against every fiber of your being of what feels right for you, maybe you shouldn't be a part of that group. I'm actually going to be a little sympathetic to Kody in this video, and just in this video, in the context of this topic, because his behavior is atrocious, and of course, reasons are not justifications for being a shitty person. But the way Kody grew up, I do feel sympathy for him. He grows up mainstream LDS, and he has self-proclaimed daddy issues from day one. And I mean, I've spoken to Ben Brown, Kody's nephew, and what Ben has to say about Wynn sounds like he was truly awful. Kody leaves on a 2-year mission, which is pretty common for young Mormons, and when he gets home, his parents have actually converted to this fundamental faction or offshoot of mainstream Mormonism, which not only embraces but endorses polygamy. And just based off of Kody's own recollections of his upbringing around this time, and from what Kody's mom has said on the show, it actually kind of seems like Wynn was looking for a way to dump his original family and found a palatable way to do that by converting to polygamy.
When Cheryl came into the family, I had a difficult time because I was jealous. And I took care of kids and she took care of Wynn. So it was a difficult thing for me for quite a while.
This kind of gives me some context to Kody's seemingly bizarre devastation as a young child about Sonny and Cher divorcing.
At 6 and 7 years old, I had no awareness that the idea, the concept of divorce was real. Sonny and Cher getting a divorce, devastating. Does that really happen?
On face value, it seems incredibly odd for a 5 or 6-year-old to reach an emotional level of devastation over a celebrity couple divorcing. But then I think about it, and likely Kody had been witnessing dysfunction between his parents for years. All of Christine and Janelle's kids have openly talked about witnessing the dysfunction in their family over the years. Some of the kids who are now adults actually encouraged Christine and Janelle to leave their father. They viewed that as a way healthier move than staying in a miserable marriage. Kody never witnessed his parents break up. He likely witnessed a very miserable marriage, but didn't think divorce would ever hit close to home for him. Then a celebrity couple that he was familiar with announces they're getting divorced, and suddenly divorce becomes a very real and scary thing for him. So I actually kind of understand this a little bit when I think about it in that context. It really struck me in episode 7 of season 19 how many examples we got from the Browns on just how much they had to go against their own internal sense of right and wrong in order to live polygamy. First, we get this example from Christine just how hypocritical the AUB was about plural weddings. Like they endorsed the marriage, but they shamed the wedding.
Like our church really taught that the first marriage could have anything that it wanted, but the second, third couldn't. They were like, hush, hush. In a church that supports polygamous marriages, you would think that every marriage deserved recognition.
I gotta say, I agree with Christine. Make it make sense. This denomination of your religion not only accepts polygamy, but it recommends it as a lifestyle. So why not celebrate the unions? Christine actually touches on that very obvious reason why later on in the episode when she reveals that the reason why is probably because a wedding is a sad day for sister wives. And it's like, duh, obviously, nobody wants to see their current spouse take on another romantic partner and make a big to-do about it. So on the one hand, I get that, but here it is, a perfect example of it not being fun for anyone. And it really goes against our own basic instincts of what is acceptable. Something I'm trying to instill in my kids is that if something makes you feel bad, it is unacceptable, point blank, period. I'm glad that this family is learning to follow suit, even Kody. Kody is a really sad example of the cycle of abuse and mistreatment transcending generations. He is perpetrating onto his kids and his wives the same mistreatment he suffered. And while we might be able to put a reason to why Kody behaves the way he does, it in no way justifies or excuses his behavior. Kody is a whole ass adult who is being held accountable for the way he treats others, at least in the court of public opinion. Kody does go on to give us a peek inside his internal struggle with what seems like a faith crisis that he is experiencing.
Why do you have people who don't know each other get married if you think you're stuck forever? Not just for life, but for eternity? I'm offended for her on the idea that she would be stuck with me for eternity when her soulmate was out there to be found. I'm guilty of marrying people I wasn't in love with. I don't always know what to believe. The eternal marriage, I think the don't get divorced. Jesus said not to get divorced, but I don't know what to think about it other than it offends me to think that I would be stuck with those three women. It literally does. It's like, it offends me to think that God would cause me or them to suffer. Let's hang on that and stop making people stay in these terrible relationships.
If we wade through all of the bullshit he says, like it offends him to think he would be eternally linked to Mary, Janelle, and Christine, I think Kody points out a really traumatic belief system that he is struggling with. Why should he be eternally linked to people he does not feel like are his soulmates? Kody feels like Robin is his soulmate. He only wants to be married to Robin. I mean, at least that's what he says right now. But he is part of a faith system that says he should act the way he wants to act with Robin with all of these other women. And that thought is offensive to him. Maybe it feels like he's cheating on Robin. That thought would be offensive to me too. I don't want to act as a wife or romantic partner to anyone but my husband. It would make me sad to have to put on an act or a performance because I felt like my religion called me to do so. In that sense, I do agree with the sentiment of what Kody is conveying here, in that it is a terribly unfair circumstance to put women, children, and yes, even men in. The way I see it, Kody converted to a religion he didn't necessarily feel convicted to in order to please his father. He took on wife after wife thinking he was doing what he was supposed to do. And maybe by doing what he was supposed to do, he would obtain happiness. He was producing children. On paper, he was the poster boy of polygamy. He even married polygamy royalty. But according to him, he was never happy or in love. Honestly, I don't think anybody in this family was ever truly happy because, in my opinion, at its core, Mormon fundamental polygamy is a very fucked up way to structure a family. But Kody is going along to get along, and at this point in time, it's working for them. But then he meets Robin, and I think he really falls in lust for the first time. And then he falls in love, and he is now in the process of actively repeating the cycle of mistreatment. His dad found a loophole that gave him a way to nope out of his first marriage, and let's be real, gave him a way to nope out of being a father too. And Kody has sought that same loophole when he married Robin. Christine has said that she left the faith when she left Kody. She doesn't even feel the need to seek a release from Kody because that's how far she has noped out of this religion. But Janelle, Mary, and Robin all still seem to have some sort of conviction to their former church and their faith. So it makes Kody's proclamations of resentment towards this belief system all the more fascinating to me. How is this going to play into Kody's relationship with Robin, his last wife standing? How convicted is Robin to this fundamental polygamous belief system? And what is more important to her, her faith or her husband? Because the two that once seemed to be in unity are now at odds. I'm really interested to hear what you guys thought about these revelations that the Brown family made regarding their former faith, especially Kody. Let me know down in the comments. As always, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel. Check out my second channel, Sarah Spills. A link for that will be in the description of this video. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, X, and TikTok at Reality Squad, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.